Welcome my friends back to Marvel Snap. In a world that is increasingly dominated by Magik, be the Scarlet Witch. Being able to have control over the mind game on if Limbo is going to stay to the board is so potent. You're able to rob opponents of their cubes because opponents will often stay in to the last possible minute to decide if they want to retreat or not, even if they're playing from a disadvantage. And that's where if Scarlet Witch surprises them by snapping away Limbo, you're able to take them for the full quantity of cubes, that it can be just devastating, especially on ranked ladder or in Conquest, where you're able to shock them for something where they thought that they were going to be squeezed out. They wanted to stay in to get as much information about your deck as possible, and you actually took them for a huge chunk of their health bar. It is absolutely beautiful. We're running the Hydra card back on this one because it is just so evil. Magik also feeds into what we want to do. We can play that side of the coin by keeping Limbo on the board. We have an incredible high end with the Iron Man and then the control cards of Enchantress and Shang Chi, who love being able to have the extra turn to see juicy targets materialize on our opponent's side of the board. We don't have to be using Magik here if you want to build a side deck, as it were, of other cards that you could slot in here. You were looking at the Nova Killmonger package. You'd have to cut something else to be able to run that together, but then you also have Invisible Woman, Jeff, and Sentinel, who are all good slot-in pieces for this list that the deck is able to thrive with. Otherwise, we have Sera for the energy efficiency, and then we have the Bounce Shell Baby, Baz, Kitty Pryde, Angela, the Mysterio, Bishop, and the Hit Monkey. Despite the nerfs, these cards don't quit. They're still able to put together incredible stat lines, and with Kitty Pryde, Iron Man, and the Sera, we are able to quite consistently throw initiative. We're developing power on Kitty Pryde. We're developing power in a lane with Iron Man, usually trying to play it to a lane that we haven't developed too much, but then want to develop later in the future. So he has potential that we're not activating in turn 5 to be able to stay from behind. And the same thing with Sera. The 4 points on turn 5 is often behind what the opponents are doing, but it just means that it's more likely that the opponent's going to be going first so that we can match up our control cards and then be able to dodge the control cards from the opponent. We have our deck list up above. If you want to talk any card substitutions, deck optimizations, leave me a comment down below. Read all of those and love chatting everything Snap with you guys down there. I'm going to go Kitty here rather than Bast. I'm going to hold Bast to be able to combo with... Ooh. Snap on them for that one, baby. Will they hang around? Unsure. I'm going to hold Bast to be able to combo with the other more potent buffable cards. Like the Mysterio. Exactly like the Mysterio. So I'll play Bast here. Debuff the Sera, buff the Mysterio. I'm taking that as good enough and then just trying to be efficient with my energy. The opponent's going to play with the handicap of the Reality Stone. They could have Jeff to be able to slide in here, and they actually could be loving the Vault if this is the Thanos lockdown deck. Wanting to be able to, playing on a claustrophobic board generally favors that Lockjaw. Well, maybe there's something else. Maybe there's something else. There's so much potential in Thanos right now. I love it. As an avid Thanos enjoyer. That's the problem with Jeff, means that I can't just like put Mysterio over here right now to win. Jeff would be able to steal that from me. So it means that maybe I'm just playing Kitty Pryde. Don't like that. We're not scaling her nearly as fast as we used to be. Bluestone's a clever idea because now they can play to Lockjaw, cycle the card, and then pull that card over the Space Stone, make more space. It's the all big bads deck. I love it. I love it. Okay. It's a little weird. Oh, but then I don't have enough energy. I wanted to be able to put Kitty Pryde on right as a placeholder. I could put the Bishop over here. He should be able to outscale. We can do something like this. Could also just play the Iron Man. 6-12. Could also play the Sera. A lot of good options. I'm going to play the Bishop. Then I'm just going to play the Kitty, looking at Iron Man Kitty together as the next big play. Evo cycles away. Alright, well, I'm glad I didn't put Iron Man on that lane. The Lockjaw bugs continue to get worse. Now you can't even see what card this is. There it is, there it is. They probably were fishing for Jeff, never found it, and that's what they were they were dismayed at. And also the stone is a pretty weak pull. Not able to withstand our Vault onslaught. Magik Witch right next to each other in hand. Vault shows up. It's gonna lock it down. Would open back up on turn 7 if I use the magic. Would open back up on, yeah, opens back up on 7 if we have magic. Or I could just change it around with the Scarlet Witch, or I could turn it into Limbo. And then cancel it later. Oh, the possibilities. What? Oh, the possibilities. Mansion. I kind of like Angela over here. Angela on left. I'm looking at actually using Limbo here. Well, we could also use Limbo to cancel out X-Mansion now. Weird World. We'll use Magic to cancel out that. I really like my deck, and my pieces don't synergize with, probably don't synergize with what you have going on. I mean, you're running Wave. You're on a different beat. I'm glad that I got your Wave so that you cannot use that against me. But I will do this right now. And then I think it's going to be Bishop on left. Yeah, put as much scaling as I can over here. Have this locked down to my advantage. Okay. I mean, 8 to 14 is not so as bad as it could be with Giganto showing there. Nevertheless, terrible for us. Shang Chi. Shang Chi, are you with me? You got my Shang. Opponent just like, nope, you're never gonna be able to cancel this one, buddy. I drew it in that one draw. That one fateful top deck has ruined you. I think I actually want the real Mysterio on the right. And then this is Hitmonkey's time to go off. Final turn. Kitty Pryde, Wave Scarlet Witch. In that case, it shouldn't Hitmonkey be going off over here, and I put the real Mysterio over here. Something like this. I need to make sure that I'm winning Limbo, and we need to have less turns in the game. We're definitely canceling our own Limbo. Alright, we're going real Mysterio. I don't think Daredevil gets to see where the real one is. Because you're the last of the real ones. Vault is going to be strong. What can he answer on turn 5? I have Bishop scaling +4, Angela scaling an additional 2. He just goes mid. Prof X? Ah, but he drew my Shang-Chi. He shouldn't be scared. Iron Man? Are you like Living Tribunal? This is Prof X. Okay. I mean, buddy. Oh, you just don't. No, that makes sense. That makes sense because now he sees like I have 2 turns to be able to answer at Limbo. No, you don't. No, you don't. Gotta get away with the snap. Can I get away with the snap? Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Even like Gamora doesn't stop me. I'll be just ahead. The Morag. Spider-Man here. It works, it works. Game over, 4 cubes. No time to catch up. So evil. Ooh, bar with no name. Okay, okay. We're holding the Scarlet Witch for that. I mean, a location fixing card has always been good. And now her value is just elevated dramatically with how common Magic is being played. Do I Bast here or do I just hold? Buffing Bishop, debuffing Enchantress. There's an argument to actually run Luke Cage in this deck. Thanos with the stones is relatively popular. High Evolutionary is still around. You could actually get a wide slate of value out of the Luke Cage. I'll wait here. Snap turn 6 equals idiot is my opponent's name. Ooh. These locations. These are locations. Feeding into us. I'm gonna do this. I buff bishop and hit monkey the turn before that I want to develop the bishop, so I think that's going to end up paying for itself versus the hit on Enchantress. Enchantress used to be a 4-4 and she was low playable, so I don't mind playing her as a 4-3. Armor is out. Cloning that. Okay, well, say hello to me and all my bishops. I'll go bish, bish, bish. And then Scarlet Witch I love. Watch her convert into some other location that will murder me. Sauron. Okay, yeah. The armor sunspot makes sense. But now I'm getting these. Like, why wouldn't you play Sauron over here? You didn't have a full hand. What's the big idea? We're getting some bot energy from these style of plays. But it's not a bot deck. I don't think I've ever seen a bot playing this deck. Nor a bot with this name. Second are getting very creative with their bot names. Now this is a smart play because whatever gets doubled is cloned and then can be played again. My opponent is learning. He's learning. All right. Will I be able to match? You played Sauron, so the Iron Man is not great. If the opponent has to play a normal Red Skull, Iron Man eats their lunch. I think it is like Sera. Maybe Sera on mid, actually. Mega mutual discounts. Bishop scale even more, and we do get the Red Skull. Yeah, he's looking mighty. Fine and mighty. My Angela, Scarlet Witch, Iron Man. How much is this scaling us? We go up to 20 with just the buff, and then I'm adding 3 to each bishop, which will be 6 total, which will then double. So I'll be at 32. I'll be short. I'll be short? Oh no. Okay, so that means that I have to play Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, and then Mysterio, who will, with the Mysterio illusion additional card, be able to take me over the 33. Something like this. Yeah. Do you have a 1 cost to play as well? You do not. You just go for straight margin of victory. Scarlet Witch will give us the win. It's so short. Oh my goodness. If it was Rickety Bridge, it died. Okay, yes, so we would have beaten the original Red Skull, and then it would have been really tight if he'd played like a Red Skull and then Titania or Ebony Maw. That was very close. Hala shows. I think this is a good fast timing. Angela Mysterio, good enough even with the negative on Enchantress, and I don't mind if Bass dies. We'll just play this. They also play it. With a Nova, sure. Now, oh, tempo battles over Hala. I have seen many in my time. I feel like I've usually not been favored. Let's do something like this. I like Mysterio here being able to cycle on the Quantum Tunnel. You are a man ahead of their time. Running Destruction Discard with the Nova. I feel like now that Spider-Ham has been nerfed, the discard is in full renaissance. People are loving trying to get it out. But I mean, there's pieces that just make sense. You run the Colleen Wing, you run the Wolverine, you run the Nova. Ooh. No more free Lockjaw for you, which is something that discard has habitually loved. Yeah, I mean, that made sense. Ooh, but they lost. Okay, that's a little too aggressive, even for my taste. a very aggressive player. With Shang-Chi being able to clap Throne Room, and then Angela able to potentially win a Throne Room. I've already spent my Witch, so I can't cancel magic if we commit. But I do have Iron Man yet to draw. Also Kitty. Let's keep this open. Scarlet Witch and then the Magik. Normally you're going to see those in the other order, but I think this time it actually justified it. Yep. Alright, Hit Monkey. Very important top deck with Mysterio in hand. And Sera developed on board. Hit Monkey, Iron Man. My most favorite top decks. My most favorite top decks. I think it's just like Enchantress on left. Hold. All of these cards can be played together on the next turn. If I draw Kitty, she can be played on the next turn as well. Hit Monkeys, live in the glory days.
Enchantress.
Yeah. Choo. I want to use ya? I don't think I got space, man. We just do this. This has to be better. But is it actually monkey here? Then I get less illusions. I'm gonna pressure on right. Now that you've already spent your apocalypse, this one's in the bag. Yeah, he knows he can't challenge on right. He's just hoping apocalypse holds. Apocalypse doesn't hold. How big? How big? 12? Oh, I was almost hoping that they would synergize to then both get doubled, but Angela got tagged with Bast, so they were out of sync. So here is the deck in all of its magical witchy glory. When you're able to pull out the surprise hit on changing away Limbo, ripping the rug from out under your opponent's feet, I'm telling you guys, being able to cheat the full amount of cubes when the opponent was just waiting to gain information and then going to retreat on the last minute anyway, that can catapult you forward a lot farther than you might think. It's amazing. It's actually amazing. And then Hitmonkey is doing fine, even in his changed state, especially pairing up with the Sera, and then able to run a turn 7 where you have the extra energy anyway to counteract his nerf, which then feeds into a higher base power for him. So he's doing fine. He's doing fine in this deck. And again, there's a great solid sideboard of options if you want to drop one of the control features or the magic to be able to then tool into more of the traditional Sera Miracle. A lot of flexibility available for this deck. And honestly, the Enchantress, that could be a Rogue. Rogue would be able to get a benefit from Bast and is still able to punch at that single high value ongoing target the opponent is using. And just finding that Enchantress was working a little bit better for me, but up to you guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you make any adaptations to the deck, and if you pick up this one, I hope it earns you many cubes on your climb up to infinite. Till next time, thank you guys for watching. Keep on snapping.